Two of the most well-known war-based video games go head-to-head, and we're here to decide which is better.
Power isn't just about the ability to destroy.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be going shot for shot to decide which military shooter stands tall, EA's Battlefield or Activision's Call of Duty. To make our decision, we'll be focusing on 5 distinct rounds with 5 different topics, while comparing the games side by side.
Should go for a cup of coffee right now. Hey, mobilize infantry on the scene.
Round 1, Accessibility, Learning Curve.
Watch and learn.
Accessibility is necessary if you want your game to become popular. While the Battlefield series definitely is popular, it certainly isn't all that accessible. The series features so many weapons, vehicles, and a variety of other choices that mastering the game can become really difficult. Each map and game type requires a different approach, and players need to adjust their playing styles accordingly throughout individual matches. Speaking of maps, the ones featured throughout the Battlefield series are huge, requiring players to spend a lot of time in them, mastering each corner, pathway, shortcut, and route. Often, you don't even know who killed you. And with potentially 32 other players on the opposite team, there are a lot of different ways for you to end up dead. On the other hand, the Call of Duty series is much more reliant on its pick-up-and-play approach, including quick kills, a rapid pace, and aiming assistance. While there are numerous weapons, they don't necessarily require mastering. You can just pick it up and start blasting. The maps are also much more compact, limiting the difficulty and nuance and upping the explosion and shootout factor. These games are extremely popular for a reason. Anyone can pick up a controller and start shooting. You give a noob a controller and he'll die a ton throughout a Battlefield match due to the steep learning curve. Give a noob a controller and let him loose in Call of Duty, and he'll be shooting others in no time.
Come on!
While we would never reward a game that requires a basic lack of skill, the accessibility in Call of Duty is undeniable. So Call of Duty definitely wins this round.
Go get him, noob.
Round 2, Weapons and Upgrades. Battlefield really does not skimp on the instruments of war, featuring a plethora of unique and realistic weapons from a host of time periods, ranging from World War I to the distant future. Each weapon sounds and looks amazing, and each requires specific practice to master. The weapons are meant for FPS connoisseurs, as each behave realistically, including distinct recoil, reload animations, and firing speeds. The sniper rifles alone are a thing to behold, and there's nothing quite like sitting prone, intricately strategizing for a 30-minute match, and pinging that perfect headshot from across the map. But if there's one thing that the Battlefield series does better than any of its competitors, and the one thing it's always been known for, it's the vehicles, ranging from jets and helicopters to APCs and tanks. Each requires tons of practice, but are oh so satisfying once you get the hang of them. Just try not to get shot out of the air by an enemy sniper. Call of Duty made weapon customization a must-have feature for modern first-person shooters, and while they might not all behave quite as realistically, they certainly don't leave you wanting in terms of variety. The Call of Duty series also brings in perks, which included unique variations like faster reloading or extra ammunition, allowing for each player to individually customize their experience and loadouts. These perks allowed players to adapt to different game types and opposing playstyles, and they also complement different approaches, whether they be more confrontational or more strategic players. While this may seem like an old hat now, it was once revolutionary.
I'm ready.
As original as the perk and killstreak systems were, the weapons and vehicles of Battlefield are just too numerous and complex to ignore. We love the realistic and loving approach that the series takes towards its weapons, and the feeling of finally mastering a given piece of machinery is just that little bit much better than what you'll get playing Call of Duty. Winner, Battlefield. Round 3, Maps. The maps throughout the Battlefield series are meant to spur player exploration and creativity. There are a host of different options you can undertake in order to take full advantage of the massive maps. You can snipe from afar, take a jet for a spin, commandeer a tank, rush in guns blazing, etc., etc. Due to the massive size of these maps, players are required to actually learn their layouts and strategize accordingly. That's not to say that the maps are all wide open fields. The Metro map offers a unique two-level approach, either through the city streets or through the tight underground tunnel network. Strike at Karkand offers very narrow streets with multiple alleyways and choke points to cover, while fan-favorite Wake Island's unique layout allows for a tug-of-war conflict that's large enough for full-scale air combat. As previously mentioned, the maps in Call of Duty are much smaller and more compact. As a result of this, many matches eventually turn into high-octane shootouts, complete with explosions, airstrikes, and tons of grenades as players all focus on one distinct area of the map, where all of the action is occurring. Fan-favorite Nuketown offers a symmetrical layout ideal for both teams. Terminal has a perfect balance of small and large spaces in a maze-like layout, while Summit's low visibility and labyrinth of buildings is guaranteed to keep players on their toes. As classic as some of the Call of Duty maps are, the maps of Battlefield are simply breathtaking, featuring a wide variety of locales, varying sizes, and intricate layouts. While novice players may prefer the more intimate maps of Call of Duty, players who've kept up with the times will no doubt notice that the smaller scale of the maps reveals just how much the series has begun to show its age. The larger maps of Battlefield, however, offer higher replay incentives, allowing players to take different approaches to each match. Winner, Battlefield. Round 4, single player.
I don't think so.
Unfortunately, this is where Battlefield falters. While the characters of Bad Company may have been fun and interesting, the campaigns since Battlefield 3 have been boring affairs and easily the worst aspects of those games, with many people even forgoing the campaigns altogether, WatchMojo staff included.
Okay, I guess I had to visit sooner or later.
Most of the AI is laughably bad, the characters are completely forgettable, and the stories themselves tend to have pacing issues. On the other hand, the Call of Duty campaigns have been making waves for quite some time, and even feature Hollywood stars like Kevin Spacey and Gary Oldman.
Gentlemen, are we operational?
We're at the ready, sir. You're the trigger.
Memorable characters like Captain Price and many moments from the campaign have been ingrained in video game history, including the famous nuclear bomb scene from Modern Warfare and the infamous and controversial airport shootout from its sequel. While many stories may be a little dry, the standout moments definitely make up for the holes. Sorry, Battlefield, but you seriously need to step up your game in the campaign department.
Something has happened. What appears to be an explosion of epic proportions.
Remains sketchy and unconfirmed.
Damage appears to be total.
Round 5, multiplayer. Encompassing all that we've talked about, it's clear that Battlefield's multiplayer is truly a thing to behold. Featuring an extremely large variety of weapons and vehicles and up to 64 players, it's hard to become bored, as there are simply so many things to try out and master. The matches themselves are also long, complex, and involving. In Battlefield, you have the hallmark Conquest mode, but there's also standouts like Obliteration, Diffuse, and Team Deathmatch, which allows for smaller battles for those preferring something more close and personal. However, we can't call it quits on Call of Duty just yet. The series has been popular for a long time, and this is no doubt helped by its approachable nature and easily digestible gameplay. Even if it's not quite as complex or involving as Battlefield, it's very much a blast to play, and matches are intense, chaotic, and intimate. The perk system was a revelation, and has since been copied many times. The maps are classic, and the games are quick and easy. With that said, as great as the two games are, there's no denying that Call of Duty has grown a little repetitive and derivative. Call of Duty's most popular mode is Team Deathmatch, and it also has standards like Capture the Flag and Search and Destroy.
Threat neutralized.
Kill confirmed.
But it also has standouts like Kill Confirmed. Call of Duty's response to Battlefield's Conquest is Domination, which requires the players to hold 3 control points. However, it's nowhere near as elaborate or varied as the Conquest mode. Ultimately, Battlefield has more modes and more variety, and it can still match Call of Duty's close combat multiplayer if it wants to. But Call of Duty can't go the other way and replicate Battlefield's large-scale open warfare. Winner, Battlefield. Well, there we have it. Battlefield wins out over Call of Duty with a score of 3-2. While Call of Duty may have better campaigns and easier accessibility, Battlefield just has a few more things to offer gamers in terms of variety and depth, which means it takes today's showdown. So, do you agree with our outcome? Be sure to debate politely in the comments. And of course, subscribe to WatchMojo.com for more great content every day.